Hey gang, what's going on? This is Ryan Moore once again here at the Thirst Conference, coming at you from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And I just met Bobby Nemeth, who's a local teaching pastor here in town and works a lot with young adults. And it's kind of cool. Just started talking to him right outside here in the hallway, and he's doing some cool things, got some great ideas. And Bobby, I just thought maybe you could share a little bit with us and with our young adult community, kind of what's going on in your life. You recently got engaged.
Yes, I did get engaged on Tuesday.
Yeah. Wow, Tuesday. So congratulations with that.
Thank you so much.
And he was just explaining to me out there kind of some stuff he does for small groups, for teaching, and I was just completely intrigued right away with what he's doing. So Bobby, why don't you just share with us real quick about that?
Yeah. At our church, at Christian Life Church, I run the young adults group called Halakha, and Halakha is the Hebrew word meaning the way, and it comes from what the rabbis used to do. They would all have their own Halakha, and it was how they lived out their life, and it would prescribe, these are the things you need to do to live out a Christian life. And I'm saying today in the 21st century, we need to ask the questions of, okay, what does it mean to ask the right questions? Because it's not about simply doing the right things, but it's about asking the right questions. And so what we do is we try to provide a place to ask the right questions for people so they can deal with these really difficult issues in their lives.
So those questions, as far as asking the right questions, those would be what?
We're dealing with the questions of evil. People are always asking questions. Why did my grandmother get sick? Why did my father die in that car accident? Why is the world so messed up? Why, if there's a God, how can there be sickness and disease and all these things? And so we're trying to help people think through these questions and giving them a place to ask these questions, because most of the time, churches don't allow you to ask these questions. It's simply, here are the answers, here are the things you need to do, but we want to provide a place where you can really engage these things.
Now Bobby, that sounds pretty deep. I mean, asking questions about why does God allow things to happen, who is God. Are young adults capable to handle those type of questions? How do they receive that? How do they respond to that exactly?
If those are the questions that they're asking, it means they're capable of thinking through those questions. And if we're answering questions that they're not asking, then we're simply talking to the air, and we need to give them space to do that. And that may be difficult, and that may take some growth on our part as leaders, but we need to take that growth, and we need to take that time to do that, to study those questions and to study some of the way people have thought about those questions so we can engage where they're at and be relevant.
So let's say there's somebody out there and they're like, this is great, I love it, I lead a young adult ministry, I didn't go to Bible college, I'm not a theologian. How can that person attempt to provide some depth to their group where they're trying to answer the deep questions that people have? What advice would you give to that person?
Well, first of all, go and talk to your pastor. I mean, many of them have gone to school, many of them have asked these kind of questions, and they can provide some resources. Don't be afraid to look up these people online and type in these questions and see what people might have said. Now, that doesn't mean that you go to the nearest blog, but you may have to go look on Amazon.com and navigate that and see what see what kind of books are out there, and don't be afraid to ask these questions, and don't be afraid to access the material, and just because you run into a word with 5 syllables, it's not a bad thing.
So are there some books out there that you would suggest?
If you want to deal with the question of evil, N.T. Wright wrote a book called Evil and the Justice of God. It's a fantastic book that really gets you into how the Bible addresses the problem of evil. He also wrote another book about the life of Jesus called The Challenge of Jesus. So those are 2 people that are asking questions about Jesus and God. And if you want to ask questions about Christianity in general, Peter Rollins' book, How Not to Speak of God, is a fantastic book which will help you engage Christianity from a more contemporary perspective.
Great. I love it. Well, Bobby, thanks so much for being here with us today. Appreciate you. You're doing great things. Congratulations on getting engaged.
Yes.
I'll be praying for you, brother.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, man.
Take care.
See you guys.